Assam Legislative Assembly began Budget Session 2023. Reserve Bank of India has allowed banks from 18 countries to trade in rupee. Assam Legislative Assembly began Budget Session 2023. We have the ongoing budget session of the 15th Assam Legislative Assembly, began on 10th of March and will last till 5th of April. Before we begin with some importance of 2023 budget session, here is a brief historical profile of Assam Legislative Assembly. The Assam Legislative Assembly came into being on the day of its first sitting on April 7, 1937 in the Assembly Chamber at Shillong, the erstwhile capital of the composite state of Assam. Situated in the northeast of the country, it is indeed Assam has had a glorious history of her own. The Assam Legislative Assembly had begun its budget session 2023 on March 10 and it's going to last up to April 5, 2023. The session has started with the Governor Kataria's first address to the State Assembly after resuming church. Finance Minister Ajanta Nyok will present the annual financial statement of the state government for the financial year 2023-24 on March 16. The session will last for 14 working days to have introduced a few bills, like including the Assam Public Safety Measures Enforcement Bill 2023 and the Assam Science and Technology University Amendment Bill 2023. Assam Legislative Assembly Speaker Biswajit Daimeri called a meeting of the MLAs of all parties on March 9 and sought their cooperation during the session. The budget session of the Assam Legislative Assembly is held at Dispur in Guwahati. On Thursday, the state's chief minister said that the state's budget would see an array of fresh developmental policies in the upcoming days. He said that Assam will get an additional Rs 6,400 crore of united funds from the budget than the previous year. He said that the rise in fund allocation for the northeastern states and Assam would directly benefit the people of the state and the growth of the region. Sharma said, in the case of Assam, we will benefit greatly from the increase in the budget allocation. From some Rs 25,000 crore annually, this budget has allocated Rs 31,950 crore for Assam, which is a height of Rs 6,400 crore. That means that now the state government will get around Rs 550 crore more from the center monthly. Newsdesk report on Assam Legislative Assembly, Karbi Daily News. RBI has allowed banks from 18 countries to trade in rupee. Banks from 18 countries have been permitted by the Reserve Bank of India to open special Vostro rupee accounts for settling payments in Indian rupees, the government told the Rajya Sabha on Tuesday. In response to a question from BJP's Sushil Kumar Modi, Union Minister of State for Finance Bhagwati Kisan Rao Karat said SVRAs could be set up by banks of partner countries by approaching authorized dealer banks in India that may get permission from the RBI after the due procedure. Mr. Karat informed that as per records, the RBI had granted approval to domestic and foreign AD banks in 60 cases for opening SRVA of banks from 18 nations: Botswana, Fiji, Germany, Guyana, Israel, Kenya, Malaysia, Mauritius, Myanmar, New Zealand, Oman, Russia, Seychelles, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Tanzania, Uganda, and the United Kingdom. Out of the 18 countries mentioned in Mr. Karat's response, Russia has been vocal in using trade in local currency for the overall process of de-dollarization. But India has been supporting the idea of trade in local currency mainly to boost exports. The process of SVRA began in July 2022 when the RBI announced that it has been decided to put in place an additional arrangement for invoicing, payment and settling of exports and imports in Indian rupees. He announced in the backdrop of the commodities crisis that was triggered by the Western sanctions against Russia after President Vladimir Putin launched the so-called special military operation against Ukraine on February 24, 2022. Trade in local currencies have been mooted as a solution to avoid the current wave of wartime international sanctions that are hampering supply chains and global trade flows. National News Desk report, Karbi Delhi News.